Are you a scholar or a student of the Greek papyri? I am, and I know I've been around people reading papyri, and myself included, where we'll come to something like this in a text, and maybe just kind of skip over it. Say, okay, I know that's a month name and that's a number, but let's just move on. Or maybe even know the number, you know that represents 23, but you don't know how to say the name of the day in Greek. Hοιάκ. Now, that's a problem for me, because I think when we read ancient texts, we should jump into the world in which the ancients were living. Now, we think of that in terms of vocabulary and culture and all of those things, but many times we don't think of that in terms of calendar. Now, I've made something recently that hopefully can solve that problem for those who like to read the ancient Greek papyri, or even for those who just want to know what it's like to keep time with a calendar from the ancient world. So this here is the Greek Papyrologist's wall calendar. Okay, it looks like a book, but you just punch a hole here, and then you can hang it on the wall like a wall calendar. And it's set up so that it takes the ancient Egyptian Alexandrian year, their calendar, as it was around the 1st century or so, and it coordinates it with the Roman calendar, which was Julian at the time. Now, we use the Gregorian, but I use the Julian calendar and the coordination with the Egyptian calendar as if it's modern dates. So you can actually use this, and there's more explanation on that in the blog post that accompanies this video, but so you can actually use this set up to the Egyptian calendar from ancient Greco-Roman times, but it will also work coordinated with Roman dates, so you can use it as a modern calendar. So you can put your doctor's appointments, dentist appointment on it, and you can use it for your daily life. Now, why is this important? Well, it's going to teach you how to look at the year and time in the way an ancient did. So each day of the year is written out in its Greek numeral format. So you have, for example, kappa gamma for 23, and then underneath it is written how you say it in Greek, right? So if we're talking about the 23rd of Hοιάκ or Χοιάκ, you say 23 Hοιάκ, right? That's written underneath. And then you also have it coordinated with the Roman dates, right? So, for example, the 9th of March, in Roman dates, you could say Enate Martiu, the 9th of March, and that's written in parentheses, but underneath that is written the way the Romans would keep time. So the 9th of March is also the 7th before the Ides of March, so pro epta idon martion. And every day of the year is written this way, with the date written in Greek numerals, and then underneath how you would say the date. And on top of this, you also have a number of facts about the month listed on each page, which of course it's key to be the Egyptian calendar. All of that's the main information in blue, and then underneath that is the Roman information, so you can coordinate it with today's date. And then, in addition to facts about the month on the sort of title page, underneath that, in the calendar, you have in these blue diamond boxes festivals and holidays that were going on that are attested in the ancient Greek papyri. So these have all been gathered up in scholarship, and these have been now put into this calendar. So you can look at the day and think not only, okay, this is how I would say it in Greek, this is what time of year it was, this is how the ancients would have said it, but you can also see what else was going on. Oh, so this was just before the Saturnalia festival, or oh, this was just before the Thoth festival, or the procession of Osiris, or anything like that. And so you can know not just how their calendar worked, how you say the date in Greek, but also what was going on. And so you can really get a feel for what it was like to live through the year in terms of timekeeping and what days were important for an ancient Greek speaker of, say, the 1st century, especially one living in Egypt. So I can tell you that if you get this and you really spend some time with it, start using it, hang it on your wall, when you're reading the Greek papyri and you come across these things again, you're going to have so much more of a wealth of background behind it. You come across kappa gamma Hοιάκ at the end of a text to say, oh, the 23rd of Hοιάκ, or 23 Hοιάκ, you'll know, oh, they're right about the time of the Osiris festivals, which in later Greco-Roman times was the Sarapia. and so on and so forth. And so this can really add to your reading of the ancient Greek papyri. Now there's a blog post in the description below. Feel free to click on that. You'll see some images from inside the calendar and a lot more detail. Eroste!